Hello there, Mad Mike here, and welcome back to the channel. So I know this is a bit late, but there's been a rumor that has been circulating online for the last roughly 24 hours that Marvel Studios is putting together a new deal that Sony is expected to agree on. Now, keep in mind before I go into the details of this, this is a rumor. Take it with a colossal grain of salt. But there are multiple there are multiple smaller outlets reporting on this right now. And again, it is stated as being a rumor. Nothing has gone public yet, but it will be interesting to see in the next 24 hours if things will change. Now, what I think if you want to know anything about the Spider-Man situation, go back and watch my video a few days ago where I announced that Sony had pulled out of the deal, so that covers pretty much all of that news. Now, the new news states that behind the scenes, Sony and Marvel have worked out a new deal that both sides are agreeing on now, and it does make sense if you look at what they are proposing. Originally, Marvel was saying they wanted to co-finance the solo Spider-Man outings 50%, 50%, and also split the profits 50%, 50%. Sony had a big problem with that. I think that was the main sticking point of that deal. But Marvel has come back and stated that they want a 6-picture deal with the option for a 7th, and that would include 2 Avengers films and 4 more solo Spider-Man outings, which we would basically be dealing with a double trilogy. That you would have 3 movies, or you would finish off this trilogy that he has now that started with Homecoming and Far From Home. And then you would go into a new trilogy that would feature Peter in his older years, college to late college, just out of college, that kind of idea. And through that, Sony will be splitting the profits with Marvel 70-30, so Sony will be still getting 70% of those profits, but they also get 4 films. They've only gotten 2 out of the current deal, because Marvel has taken him for 3 out of those 5 films that were in the original deal. But now they will be getting 4 movies with him. In addition to that, it's also being reported that Venom and the Venom universe that was established in that film will be lumped into the MCU, and Venom will officially join the MCU, along with maybe some other select characters from the Spider-Man camp that Sony owns. So, to digest all of this, Marvel essentially, like I said before, when business is done, there are multiple deals that are made. Usually what will happen is 2 sides will come to the table. One side will demand something that maybe is a bit ridiculous to see how the other side reacts, and then they will adjust to see how much they can basically get out of the deal. And then they will come back to the table, and hopefully there will be enough of a compromise where they can come to an agreement. That's what seems like. That's what it seems like has happened here, where Marvel came to them with an initial deal, and now they've revised that deal, so it's a bit better for Sony, and they don't care as much about the product, the gouging of the price tag for the film, because they're getting more money from each film, and they're getting more films. Because again, we do need to remember that they only got 2 of those films out of that 5-picture deal before. Now, what I think is interesting is the 7th film, which is optional in the series. I think that could be another Avengers film, because Marvel might have that tacked on where there's an option for a 7th, where they want to work him out for one final Avengers movie before they kind of retire the character to a point, or they move on, or they do something. So there's a lot of interesting little nuances with this, but this is in a very early report. Now, the other part of the report that I've seen that's interesting is that they said that this will be announced at some point during D23. Obviously, D23 is only going to last through Sunday, I believe. I don't think it goes beyond the weekend. And if they're going to announce it at D23, they're going to announce it today. So we will know within the next 24 hours exactly what's going on with the character. Now, it is fair to note that this is in a counter. This is a counter idea to what we've been seeing over the course of today, with press releases. Now, Tom Holland has stated that he wants to keep playing Spider-Man no matter what happens. He hasn't really, basically, he hasn't said anything in regards to Spider-Man going back to Marvel, although there have been Instagram posts with him and Robert Downey Jr. that were kind of interesting, but that just could just be, hey, Spider-Man and Iron Man are hanging out because obviously they were very close in the films. And basically the quotes from Kevin Feige are even more damning, where he's literally saying, like, you know, it was never going to be permanent, and we told the story we wanted with him, and we're good, we can live without him. Which is weird if they had worked out a new deal, but maybe they're just saying that as a press thing for right now until they have an official announcement tomorrow. It's possible that they haven't quote unquote signed the deal yet, but they have both agreed to the terms, and they just need to kind of do the paperwork, cross the T's and dot the I's, that sort of thing. So this is an interesting little tidbit of information. Again, I know I've said it a couple of times, but this is a rumor. Do not take everything as what I'm saying as being set in stone, but this would be a very interesting development, especially so quickly after the initial negotiations broke down. I thought this would at least take a few weeks if they were going to come back with another deal, but it seems like if they're doing this now, then they really want to get everything sealed away before the end of D23. This would also kind of explain why Spider-Man has shown up on the D23 banner. He was not removed before that, and also why he is showing up in the Marvel, I believe it's Avengers Academy exhibit at Disney World or Disneyland, one of the two major parks that they have them, and you know, why that hasn't been ordered to be removed. So again, I think we'll know more about this in 24 hours. I do not plan on making any more videos about this subject until we have something solid, so this is going to kind of be the last on the Spider-Man news for a bit. If there is a confirmation, I'll just update this video and see the description, and if there's any alterations in the deal that I have not listed here, I will post it there. So, but that's an interesting little thing that I just saw, and I wanted to make sure everybody got relayed that information because it is from a bit of smaller news sources. So again, a little bit suspect, but tell me what you think. Do you think that deal is a good idea? Do you think that Sony and Disney will wind up coming together and making said deal? Or do you think that this could just be a divorce that stays permanent and Spider-Man is gone? You know, put your thoughts in the comments. Again, I'd like to know what you're thinking. Hit the bell for notifications, hit the like button, subscribe, and remember, I live my life free of compromise. Do you?